Did I ever tell you about my mother? She had this thing about women's emancipation. She swore she'd never marry, so she told my father she would be his lover, but never his wife. Then I was born. It was a mistake, really. So they had to get married, and my mother brought me up as a child of nature. She wanted me to express the equality of the sexes. She used to dress me up in boys' clothes, and she made me learn about farming, and she made me kill a fox when I was... And then she reorganized the estate. The women had to do the men's work, and the men the women's. We were the laughingstock of the whole county. Finally, my father snapped, and she fell into line, but she began to stay out all night. She took lovers, people talked. She blamed my father for the failure of her experiment. Her infidelities were her revenge. They fought constantly. She often had terrible gashes and bruises. He did too. She was quite strong when she was angry. Then there was the rumor that my father tried to kill himself. He failed, obviously. I think I learned all my emotions by the age of 10 and never developed any more. A child experiences the world so deeply, without the sophistication to protect itself. It's not fair, really. I decided to become a candy striper. If I took care of people with serious problems, maybe I could forget my own. Oh, I know some people think a candy striper is nothing more than a bedpan carrier, but I assure you, it is much, much more. Maybe not the most important job in the hospital, but a necessary one. I wanted to do good. And no matter what my superior said, I know I was good. In orientation, they said the most important thing a candy striper could do was smile. Well, I took it to heart. I always smiled. And I have to tell you, it wasn't always easy. When a patient dies, it's very difficult to keep smiling. But I did. That's when the complaints started. I tried to explain to my superior why I kept smiling, but she just laughed at me and called me an idiot. And then she fired me from a volunteer job. Oh, I've seen you before. You used to come in to put a steak in it. That restaurant where I'm the hostess. But I'm trying to get out of there because meat is murder. And tastes great, but cows are pretty and I like fish better, but you used to come in there with a woman. Maybe your wife? But you don't anymore, and maybe the woman wife is gone? My real name is Imogene. Ugh, but I changed it to Bliss because I like the karma, and it sounds better, you know, like bliss. I've been told I have an old soul, so I figure I'm at least 300 years old, and I've been around a long time, since before there were cars, and someday I'd like to live in a tree. Because that would be so freaking awesome, you know, like, oh look, there goes Bliss, the tree girl. Did you know she's like 300 years old? But don't wander under the tree, because she'll pee on you. And I would. And wouldn't that be just awesome? Hard to seem one, but I was won, my lord, with the first glance that ever... Pardon? If I confess much, you will play the tyrant. I love you now, though not till now so much, but I might master it. In faith I lie. My thoughts were like unbridled children grown too headstrong for their mother. See, we fools, why have I blabbed? Who will be true to us when we are so unsecret to ourselves? But though I loved you well, I wooed you not. And yet, good faith, I wished myself a man, or that we women had men's privilege of speaking first. Sweet, bid me hold my tongue, for in this rapture I shall surely speak the thing I shall repent. See? See your silence coming in dumbness, for my weakness draws my soul of counsel from me. Oh, stop my mouth!